Go ahead and simulate our remaining games. We got the Ottawa ALLCAPS at 2-3 against the Boston Jellybeans at 1-3. Simulate the game. Will there be a Yinzer test? Yes, of course. 38-33, and the Boston Jellybeans get the win. Wizardy Herbert, I believe, is out with injury, so the backup had to play. Shelton doing a pretty good job as the backup for Boston, even though he threw 3 interceptions. Rhino Rio will get player of the game honors, 7 catches for 93 yards and 3 touchdowns. Rhino Ria, one of the other star players for the Boston Jellybeans. Moving on. 3-1 Winchester 73 is taking on the 2-2 Reading Rainbows. Simulate the game. Dio Ria. Yeah, Ottawa's on a skid, 3 in a row. Ouch. And the champs edge one out 35-34. Oh, but they missed the 2-point conversion at the end. Rumen on the run, but they missed the 2-point conversion. Reading holds on, skates away with a win. London Brooks, 34-45, 184 yards, 5 touchdowns. Likely player of the game honors. Fred Tyson with 3 touchdowns, 10 catches, 45 yards. Dinosaur Fossils against the Flint Stones. Simulate the game. In a low-scoring affair, the Dinosaur Fossils get the win, 26-19. Flint gets blanked in the first quarter. Marcharitan came back. He had rushed for 2 touchdowns. Brain Shankly with a field goal, 47 yards.
We had a safety dance.
Oh, we had a safety? Oh, yeah, we did. It doesn't display it due to glitch. Angelo Saxonville, 23 of 41, 136 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I'd have to give player of the game honors to Marcharitan, 9 carries, 24 yards, 2 touchdowns. Low scoring affair, and he had 12 tackles on the night. So yeah, Marcharitan will get a player of the game. Moving on, the Augusta Duffers at 3-2 are taking on the Madison Wolfpack sitting at 2-2. Duffers are on a bit of a skid too. Holy crap, Madison. 51-27. Madison puts up 41 points in the second half. 20-10 at the end of the first half. Sharif Rock the Casbah goes off. Barris driving. Rock the Casbah, 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 Rock the Casbah. 6 straight touchdowns. Ending the night, Sharif Rock the Casbah. He was 2018's Offensive Player of the Year. 24 of 44, 270 yards, 7 touchdowns. Incredible. Moving on. Saskatoon Sparklefarts against the Hope Peak. Oh, Sparklefarts have too many active players. So in this case, what we do is if there's too many active players, we release the lowest ranked person who is not a kicker. Zeke Lindsay, goodbye. Saskatoon Sparklefarts taking on the Hope Peak. Simulate the game. And a close one. The Hope Peak pull out the win, 42-40. as Makoto Naegi was out in this game. Backup Thomas faring very well. Kevin Thomas, 24 of 40, 298 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Chris Waller with a banner night, 7 catches, 133 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Tough to say who's going to get player of the game. It might go to Waller. Oh, and Chris Waller also had 9 tackles and a forced fumble. So, yeah, it's Chris Waller. Baltimore Challenge Passers will take on the Kingston Punishers. Simulate the game. Oh, Jesus. Kingston punishes Baltimore 66-26. What the hell happened?
Fuck you, Baltimore!
Thank you. Woods with a 1-yard run. Woods with another. Timmy 2 times getting involved.
Was that after call a skunk, or was it just below?
It might have been a skunk at the end of the third. 35 may have been, including a walk-off safety. Timmy 2 times, 31 of 48, 321 yards, 6 touchdowns. Burns had to come in, and I was saying boo Earns. Burns is not the GOAT, he's the scapegoat. Walt Woods for Kingston with 2 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, I think it's safe to say Timmy 2 times gets player of the game there. We got, what is it, 1? Yeah, we got 2 more games to go. The Deadhorse Mountains are undefeated at 4-0, the only undefeated team in the league. They're taking on the 3-2 Fighting Polygon team. Simulate the game. Still undefeated, 61-47. Swanson with a pick 6. McPherson had to come in. Albright with a pick 6. The backup had to come in.
Is it Pat Sear, Caveman?
It might be Pat Sear. Who knows? Neil McPherson, the backup, 29 of 37, 235 yards, 4 touchdown night. Gus Davis for Fighting Polygon. Rough night for him with 2 interceptions. They tried, but McPherson with the hot hand. Woody Albright with 10 catches, 160 yards, and a touchdown. I think we're going to have McPherson as player of the game. And rounding things out for our last simulated game. Big schedule this week. The Alaska Pipeline at 2-2 will face on the 1-3 Kansas City Mahomies. Simulate the game. And Kansas City gets a win, 55-31. Merton was back in the game. Merton-Labibity match. Fairly close throughout. Barton had to come in late. Like the Labibity, 24-35, 254 yards and 4 touchdowns. Dexter Mason with 7 catches, 119 yards, and 3 out of those 4. Run by Labibity. Injury reports.
I would like to point out as well, the first game is the, as I'd like to call it, the Jelly Farts game, which means it's automatically bootylicious. And I don't think we're ready to handle Saskatoon versus Boston.
Let's have a look. We still only got 3 people out the season, so it's still the same as last time.
Eater Reef is probable for next week.
Nice. That's gonna be big for all caps.
With that pulled pork, Andre Stewart for the Bill Hills, partially torn ACL, out 3 weeks. Buzz chin's clean. Sean Alderman, quarterback for Baltimore.
Only 1 week, but he is the star quarterback, or at least he's the leading quarterback.
Seeing Burbank is clean after tonight just scares me.
Burbank is doing all right.
Eric Wright for the Augusta, 2-week injury.
Not too bad.
Doubtful and probable for
Doubtful
Dinosaur.
and
Pretty good for Dinosaur.
We had a baby eats a boy out 4 weeks.
Should be back for at least the second half of the season.
His ass, and they're without number 69.
His ass.
Yeah.
Wizardy Herbert is a big one.
Wizardy Herbert, torn pectoral,
And-
9 weeks.
but Jellybeans
My
did win.
Empire was super slam crumbling before
Jellybeans
me.
did win,
Wizard
though.
Herbert out for night beat.
He did win.
Sometimes-
The thing is, Boston did win.
Sometimes it's the backup that comes in and does incredible shit.
Hi,
We've seen it
Martin.
before.
Great to see you.
Hey,
Had to
Merton.
give someone his Beretta.
Starks out
Hi,
for the
Merton.
season.
How you doing?
Hey, Martin.
Sorry.
Deadhorse is clean, and that.
Yeah, there's no surprise. It's why a lot of teams last year were doing
Bill
so well.
McGrath and Bobby Nipper out for 2-week injuries.
Not the
broken
nipper.
Broken thumb and broken finger.
Look at me.
Nip did it a bit too much.
Bill Suggs out 5 weeks. Makoto Naegi is listed as questionable.
We could see him.
Maybe. Ryan Leaf's
If
out.
not,
for
it'll be next.
Ryan Leaf's out the season. Draft bust.
Brian
number
leads a
2.
bust.
Jesus.
Christensen.
He got the BK. He got the BK condition.
8-foot fungus.
The
Alaska's
BK foot
clean.
fungus combo meal.
Fighting is clean too. John Bird and Bill the Bear out for Kingston. Bill the
Oh,
Bear.
2
the
week
star
turf toe.
player.
star defensive player.
Well, you couldn't build him strong enough.
John Wall's
True,
out
but
for 2
they-
weeks for reading. Antonio Cox is probable for Pittsburgh. Winchester is clean.
That's why they're probably doing so well.
Saskatoon is clean too. Luther Houston and Troy Miller have injuries for Flint.
Luther Houston broke his ass.
Broke his ass. Broken ankle for Seth Hicks. He's out for the season.
Houston, he has a problem.
Madison is clean. I'd watch out for Madison. They're quiet.
3 for 2, but they're 3 for 2, 3 wins in a row.
Watch out for the Wolves. We got a
Ow, ow,
request.
ow.
We got a request to look at the standings
I mean, I have that, but
for shits and giggles.
shits and giggles.
So right now it is in the American South Division. Kingston is a half game up on Dinosaur and Reading. Baltimore is at 2 and 3. Lawn Fair and Flint is in the bottom of the division at 1 and 4. But
The Flint super weapon.
the
The
Flint
super weapon. As
weapon
Mikey
charge-
pointed out earlier tonight, though, this is exactly what they did last year.
They
Yep.
have everybody right where they want.
Yeah.
charge up the super weapon and go on an incredible tear.
Yeah, they used that mid-season break to get everything on the right
This
track.
division is nuts.
What is
That-
this?
Hope is a game behind.
Is this hell?
Madison is 2
Hope
games
stumbled.
back. Fighting is
Hope
2.5.
stumbled. It could hurt. It could cost him.
Are these the six power Zords that made up the Hellraisers a couple years ago?
Maybe.
Look at mountains, though.
Astro
Jesus.
West, Astro West has Burbank and Pittsburgh tied atop the division. Oh,
I think you missed one of the you missed one of the American ones.
I did.
No.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. My bad.
You missed the Winchester one.
Ugh.
Winchester, Mungyong, and San Antonio are tied at 3 and 2.
Walk.
Boston is
It's a bit
Boston
scrappy,
is
but
not.
game back.
Boston's not too far.
Ottawa struggling.
Oh boy.
Lafayette,
points forward, points against. Exactly the goddamn same.
Only 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 1 and 4 by some miracle. Or
Oh,
correctly,
it's
You're-
so
Oh,
miracle.
And
And I
Mungyang
got
also.
one motherfucking win.
Mungyang are also on a 3-game winning
I
streak
should
right
have
now.
gotten myself a 40th Fago.
watch
And yeah,
out.
it's
I need to
Mungyang.
drown my motherfucking sorrows.
Mungyang versus Gorditas as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Munyoung, Korean.
And the only one on a roll is Munyong in Ottawa.
The thing is, Mungyang were 0-2 as well.
Flint is on a skid. They after winning the opening week, they're on a 4-game skid.
Everybody got warmed up.
Jesus.
And Ottawa's on a 3-game skid from what I noticed.
So is Ottawa's on a 3-game skid, yeah.
Kingston,
correct.
Dinosaur, and Reading are who to look out for right now.
Kingston, Hope, Dinosaur, Reading, and Madison.
Well, that's not
Deadhorse.
one. If you're talking about the American, it's those teams, but in the national, Wolfpack, Peak, even fighting are still like there.
Jeez, the Midwest is unfair.
Maybe
I
this is
know.
out of the delusion of the human disease called hope, but I would still say it's too early to decide anything.
National West
Sure,
is the
I mean-
top of. We got Burbank and Pittsburgh. Top
And the
to
thing is,
tie.
now that Billhouse have won, they could
It's
technically be
it's
in
a
the
very
running.
distant 3-2, 2-3 split because I don't think the Mahomies are there. I don't think the Pipeline's doing it. Fuck you, South Park.
All right then.
It's the two oldest teams.
Yeah, that's what we got. Yeah, so
Ooh.
it's still way too damn early to call.